The model that Virtusa has been using in terms of providing testing services, and finally we have a case study from a healthcare insurance provider who works with us and really got our services in the last 5-6 years. So quality means a lot. We know that quality means a lot to a lot of businesses in the world, and we have been very proud to say that Virtusa has been helping our clients to achieve this quality as a differentiator worldwide through our testing services. Little bit about our approach. We have been approaching the testing services market a little different to how it has been approached by many other players. We have been actually doing more transformational services, and would like to first of all go to the market, go to the view of the market, and show you the market that we have been trying to capture. If you take this study has been taken from the Gartner report in 2009, actually in end of 2008. As you see, there's a significant market for the IT services, and if you come down, the testing market, or the market for testing services is actually estimated to be 10.6 billion in 2010 this year. And the reason I wanted to really show this before we go into what we are doing, taking the case of Sri Lanka, and our aspiration to actually take IT and BPO market to be a key export market. Why are we doing that? If you take some of our the export services or exports in Sri Lanka, if you take the tea, rubber and coconut, and if you look at the investment that you need to make in terms of getting the return, right? You need a huge investment on the land and the human capital, and also it takes a lot of time from the day that you made the investment to the day that you get the return. Right? The coconut doesn't grow in months. Right? If you take even the other industry like apparel and the manufacturing, right? The amount of infrastructure that is required for us to export a piece of garment or a piece of any other manufacturing item, you need the whole roads, the ports, and there's a lot of infrastructure is required for us to really kind of start earning money on them. Right? But if you take the IT and BPO, the return on the investment and how fast you can start earning money is very quick. And I want to actually bring that down further and show, if you realize, as a country, as we enter into the IT and BPO market, do that same comparison with the development and the other services in IT versus the testing services. So, for example, say the Virtusa has been actually doing this from about 2000, 2001, and the time it takes for us to take a person who is coming out of from a university or an institute with a basic qualification.
As Chandana explained before, when we started this engagement, they already had more than 1,000 people doing testing. And those people were from the top 3, say, from the top 5 leading IT companies in the world. So when we went in there, we got in there with a reference from another client. They asked us to come and just tell them what we could do. So we started with a single person. Of course, even they didn't want to pay for that person, so we had to put him on a half rate to start with, and that happened in 2003. So once we started that, then of course we put one of our best people in there. So it was a she. When she went in there, she was lost, of course, because there are 1,000 others who are doing tests, and she was given a simple task to start with. But to the credit of her, she managed to build that team in 6 months to 15 people. And as Chandra mentioned, that time the client already had 3 preferred partners, and they were very happy with the 3 preferred partners, and they didn't want another preferred partner anyways. But we managed, by 2000, when it comes to 2004, we managed to become one of their preferred partners. How did we? They created a slot for us just because we bought in the value proposition. All we did was, yes, our prices were competitive enough, but we showed them something which they didn't have with all the other clients, which is other partners, which was the value addition portion of it. If you, on this right hand, on your right hand side, what we have done, we bought in a test generation tool which reduced their manual scripting effort by 30%. We bought in, we did a 3-year automation engagement which year to year reduced their test execution time by 10%. We reduced the production defects by 20%. We bought in a test case review process which we didn't have. Also, we bought in innovations and productivity enhancers, productivity improvement programs, and altogether, when it came to 2008, we managed to transform their test management process entirely. I'll give you some details. So, this is how we became a COE from a project-based, a single-man project. So, we started with in 2005, when we started to become a major partner, we provided them with staff. So our concentration was, okay, if you want a project, if you have a project, let us give you teams, of course skilled teams, and we'll bring you some efficiencies. When it comes to 2006 or 2007, the maturity level increased. So we became a core retained team. So it was not ad hoc basis project, now we have a core team. We have a built-in team with SME knowledge. Then when it came to 2007, we managed to become a full-fledged center of excellence. Why? We bought in those solution accelerators. We managed to expand our portfolio to more than 100 projects, as well as we managed to create a framework which will support them to improve every release.
We've been talking about quality at Ramesh from Jonki at length. In terms of competitive perspective, I know we've done quality and testing as a business, but how many companies look at quality as a proactive stance from an organizational point of view? And if we as Sri Lanka to compete at national level, what would be the panel's advice be as an industry who's venturing out into ITM BPO? How do you take quality as a proactive stance and fast track that?
Rasha, would you like to make some comments on that? Okay, I think as in the morning what Rashan said, this event is midway. We recognize the importance of quality. At that time it was a differentiator, but today is a baseline. I think that's very evident, which is transpired. But what is very important is that we need to use that as a baseline to build that niche, what we want to do. Because more and more, the perception out there is different. And if Sri Lanka wants to stand out, it's not only the companies which are exporting, but even the users of it, the banks and etc. We need to build an ecosystem. So this is not only a job of SLASSCOM, but I think it's the job of the whole industry. And build an ecosystem that we demonstrate quality in every aspect of the life. I mean, and the government has a role to play, from the road, from the airport, to Colombo. I mean, quality is not, we can't do this in isolation. It should be done as a country. But at least, in the markets where we are in, I think it is so important, or the industry where in quality is a baseline, and then we need to find a differentiator.
Since there's no other questions, I think I'll also put my little thoughts in. This is Jit from Millennium IT. I think much has been said about organizations becoming quality certified today. But I think what hasn't been really covered are the actual quality, the professionals themselves. The certification that is required, is some kind of certification required for them? And if so, how do we go about, which are the ones, and because I don't think there is really a standard really. There is for the organization itself, but not for the quality professionals themselves.
And then I'll just pass it on. I think it's a great point, and so we need to make the improvements at the organization level, but we need to do the certifications, competence building, the recognition of a proficiency in a particular field at the individual level as well. So what I have seen in my recommendations are there are several individual professional certifications. If it's in the area of software business analysis, there are certifications. Software testing, there are individual level certifications. Quality certifications, project management. So just about most of the areas have certifications at the individual level. So to answer your question, A, they do exist. B, I think as part of capacity building, ICTA and other agencies, while they are supporting organizational improvements, may want to consider allocation of funds, or CEOs of companies are already probably doing that, allocation of funds and resources for professional development and ongoing professional development. And lastly, I think this all starts to happen when communities get created within an organization or a country. So I strongly recommend business analysis folks who have special interest groups as part of SLASSCOM or outside, different communities of professionals meet and exchange views and ideas. They take pride in helping each other get certified, and it becomes a very vibrant community. And I've seen that works very well as well. So these are my quick views on it.
Actually, I couldn't stop, talking about this, because this is what I'm getting paid for in my job. So if you look at certain things that we have done, I guess one thing is baselining the skills and the knowledge that you need for different professionals at different levels. We call them the designation of the roles. And we have a concept called this role-based training, RBT, and then a certificate or a measurement called RRI, Role Readiness Index. And Virtus as a company, we have taken different various industry certifications and baseline them to our different levels. For example, say any software QA engineer at Virtus is baselined with a curriculum coming from ISTQB test level, and then any senior engineer is baseline knowledge is baselined with the QAI CSD certified software test engineer, so and so. That's one way of doing this. And the second is that while you're talking about the individual competencies, I think, as now you've said, we also need to create the specialized knowledge on top of the basic platform. Now, things like the certifications related to tools, certifications related to some special processes. Now, for example, say we have started a journey with Jeff's team to bring in TFMI knowledge. There are various other specialties we can build. CMMI could be one of them within the team, so that they are enabled and they are actually getting the right level of knowledge to drive the the internal initiatives, quality initiatives.